From the quirky to the science fiction setting of space. And new intro alert, I hope you like it. And today's title that we'll be talking about is the upcoming survival game, The Alters. And if you've been paying close attention on my channel, you've noticed that I'm currently enjoying another type of survival. This is a car survival game of Pacific Drive, where you go in each zone and you have to upgrade your car and its parts in order to deal with what the zone throws at you, the weird and strange anomalies and the treacherous weather you can encounter within these zones. I've clocked in about over 30 hours and I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with it when I get some time to myself from the busy work schedule, though I'll admit it can be very stressful, especially when you're pushing into those harder zones with more anomalies, more environmental problems, a lot of radiation. Things can really go tits up in the blink of an eye. The story itself is enjoyable just through radio chatter, so you don't really need to do anything. You just listen to what they've got to say, as the three main characters are trying to figure out and explain what happened in the past. So it's definitely a game worth taking a look at if these are the types of games that you do enjoy. And as the title itself, it's super cheap. So I thought I'd give Pacific Drive a bit of a shameless plug and let you know what I've been getting up to. Anyway, let's get back to the current topic of The Alters. I think when I first clocked eyes on The Alters, I think it was the Future Game Show maybe of last year. And being the sci-fi nerd that I am, it piqued my interest when I first saw it. I was like, oh, I can see where you're going with this here, but as always, I'm wanting to see more, and we recently got that. And those of you not too familiar with the studio, this is 11-Bit Studio. They are a Polish studio set in Warsaw. The studio has been behind games such as The War Is Mine, Frostpunk 1, as well as the upcoming sequel of Frostpunk 2, which will release this July. The studio is also known for publishing such titles as the space adventure of The Invincible and the isometric role-playing game Thaumaturge of 2024. Now, I myself personally have never actually even touched an 11-Bit Studios game. This will be my first. I will be playing this one. I've got my eyes on this one. It's got some good elements. A lot of their games tend to focus on management of certain things, but we're going to be doing a little different kind of management in this game. We're going to be Michael Keaton multiplicity.
I like pizza. I like it.
Management here. And what better way for Jan to actually escape this treacherous planet he's on than to multiply himself? So he's going to create alternative versions of himself, which will come with their own emotions and their own motives and their own goals and even their own memories of who they are. And it also states here that you'll have to face important choices from the past in order to save yourself in the present. And you'll be assigning each alternate version of yourself a different role depending on the type of role that you need, because you can't do everything yourself. So that's the reason you're making multiple copies of yourself. And it just reminded me of the film Multiplicity by Michael Keaton. Obviously, it's not going to be as extreme as the film because that was a comedy. You're not going to have a guy that's licking pizza. You know, every single copy of you that you make will be useful. And you as the player will actually have to work with yourself, well, alternative versions of yourself, in order to try and escape this planet. And I thought that was brilliant as an idea. So you're literally going to have different relationships, create relationships with these alternative versions of yourself, and make sure not to piss them off. Make sure they're happy and that they're motivated to do the jobs that you assign them to do. I hope it's not too focused on. I know it's going to be a big part because decision making is in 11-Bit's DNA, it seems, with every single game that they actually create. But I also like the external, you know, going outside and seeing these vast spaces that they've created as well. They look brilliant, and it's twisted, but it's twisted in a good way. And it says here on the Steam page that you'll have to manage a moving base in order to escape the deadly rays of the rising sun. So the sun is going to be an issue, and then you can utilize the planet's cycle to mine resources. So I'm guessing when you go outside, you're just mining resources, which I wish there was maybe a bit more to that. I know most of it is going to focus on the micromanaging of these alternate versions of yourself. But the concept is really good. It doesn't have a release date. Obviously, I said before that Frostpunk 2 will be coming out in July, so whether it's coming further down to the end of the year or maybe it goes into next year, who's to say? But I think it's got potential. Well, it's got potential for myself. And, you know, you could be arguing with yourself. You're going to have to make some weird decisions, and then you're obviously evolving your base over time, making sure you keep moving so that the sun doesn't kill you. Like always, I'll leave a link in the description below for the full video if you haven't already checked it out, so you can have a look yourself. And if anybody's listening or watching that has played some of 11-Bit Studios games and would like to give me some feedback on how the actual game mechanics play within, you know, how you feel about them, if you're, you know, you're a fan of their games, and what do you think about this concept. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments down below. Like I say, personally, I think it's brilliant. I can't wait to see when it is. There's no release date on it yet. It is coming out in 2024. I hope it comes out in 2024. My backlog is ridiculous. So many games to play, so many new experiences. I know everybody's enjoying Dragon's Dogma 2, regardless of the microtransactions and the performance issues. For me, that's just another title that's gonna have to go on the back burner because I'm so far behind, it's unreal. At this rate, I'm gonna have enough games to keep me going until 2025. So firstly, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel as we continue to grow the YouTube. If you want to support the channel even further, best way of supporting the channel is by subscribing. You'll find other videos on my channel if you want to go check those out. You'll find my social links down below if you want to support me in those spaces. Hit that notification bell, and as always, have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.